Okay, so how much did we discuss last class? How much did we discuss last class? Up to pharynx, I guess. No. Hmm? Why don't the people speak? See, if you don't want explanation, I can give you the notes and not explain. No, if you don't want discussion, then I will not explain. I'll not waste my time. I have some other works also.
Ma'am, mouth.
Mouth is done, I guess. No.
Yes,
This one
ma'am.
is done. This is done. No. From
Yes.
pharynx. Pharynx also a
Yes,
little bit
ma'am.
discussed, I guess. Okay.
And we are going to start from associate gland.
Intestines are done. These intestines are done. Okay. Let me just start from stomach little bit and then I'll go to associated glands. Okay. Okay. So the alimentary canal, it consists of mouth that we discussed. Then comes pharynx, and in the pharynx there is the epiglottis. Epiglottis is the small tongue-like structure on the end of the throat, right? End of the mouth. And what is the function of the epiglottis? The function of the epiglottis is that it prevents food from going into the windpipe. Okay, it channels the food into the esophagus or the food pipe, right? And it prevents the food from going into the nose, that is the windpipe. Okay, so that is present. This epiglottis is present in the pharynx. Okay, then there is stomach. Okay, yeah, this esophagus actually from the end the alimentary canal, mouth, pharynx, then esophagus. But esophagus there is nothing to write because esophagus is nothing but a long tube-like structure. Okay, long pipe, you can say pipe or tube-like structure, that is esophagus. And along this esophagus, food like from the mouth, food reaches the stomach through the esophagus. Okay, this is esophagus, and when you swallow the food, it reaches the stomach through the esophagus. Okay, then there is stomach. The stomach is divided into three parts. Okay, people, they always think that the whole portion is the stomach. The whole portion is the stomach, but it is not true. Okay, on their stomach is just a small bag that is present in the abdominal cavity. Okay, that this whole portion that we call the stomach, that is the abdomen, not the stomach. We call it the stomach, but it is not the stomach, it is the abdomen. And stomach is just a small bag that is present inside the abdominal cavity. Okay, and stomach, it is divided into three parts, that is cardiac, fundic and pyloric. Okay, stomach, it is divided into three parts, that is cardiac, fundic and pyloric. That you have to remember. Okay, remember, yes, because it might be asked sometimes what are the three parts of the stomach, or mention the divisions of the stomach. Then you have to write cardiac, fundic and pyloric. Okay, we will discuss about what the kind of digestion and everything happens in the stomach and all in this part, digestion of food. Okay, for now just we will discuss about what are the structures of the alimentary canal. So next is small intestine. Okay, you can see the small intestine. Small intestine is not only this one. Okay, it starts from here. The place where stomach ends, the small intestine starts. Okay, so small intestine, it is also divided into three parts. That is, one is duodenum. This is duodenum, this portion. Okay, then there comes the jejunum. This is the jejunum. This portion is the jejunum. This one, and then the remaining portion, the last portion, that is the ileum. Okay, this one, ileum. You can, if you look at this diagram well, you can figure out which one is which. Okay, so stomach is the small intestine is divided into three parts, that is duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Okay, then comes the large intestine. This whole portion, this is the large intestine. Large intestine is also again divided into three parts, that is cecum. This is cecum starting, see the small intestine, it comes and joins here. Okay, so then this, from here the large intestine starts. So the first is cecum, then there is colon, there is ascending, transverse, descending colon, sigmoid colon, but generally the next part of the the large intestine is colon, and the third part is the rectum. Okay, so large intestine is also again divided into three parts, that is cecum, colon and rectum. Okay, beginning part is the cecum, the middle part is the colon, and the last, where the excreta it goes and it is stored, that is the rectum. Okay, and finally this is the anus, where from where the waste materials or the fecal matters it comes out. Okay, so when it is asked to write about the parts of the alimentary canal, then you have to mention first mouth, and it should be serially, okay, not like esophagus, then mouth, then stomach, not like that. Okay, it should be in a ascending order, okay, starting from the mouth. So the parts of the alimentary canal are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine, and anus. Okay, small intestine, large intestine and anus. So starting should be mouth and ending should be anus. Okay, so this is the alimentary canal. Then we'll move to the associated glands. Associated glands we already discussed about glands in earlier, in the previous chapter, that is chemical control and coordination, I guess. So in that chapter we discussed about glands. So what are glands? What are glands? So glands are organs. Okay, glands are organs which glands are organs, but those particular organ, they secrete some substance. Okay, glands are nothing but organs, but that particular organ will secrete substance. Maybe it may be hormones, it may be any other substance. Okay, but secretion is there. Those are known as glands. So we discussed about glands, types of glands, right? Three types of glands were there. That is endocrine, exocrine and heterocrine glands. So endocrine are those glands which releases hormone and they do not have ducts, right? Exocrine glands were those who releases other substances, not hormones, and they have ducts. And heterocrine glands were those glands which is a combination of endocrine as well as exocrine gland, right? That is already discussed in the previous chapters. If you have paid attention, if you have attended the class, you will know. Okay, so the glands, now the salivary gland. Now why they are known as associated glands? Because they are associated with digestion or the digestive system. So these glands, these three glands, that is salivary gland, liver and pancreas, all these three glands are associated with the the human digestive system. Okay, salivary gland is a type of exocrine gland. Why exocrine gland? Because salivary gland, they have ducts. Okay, salivary gland, they have ducts, and that is why they are known as exocrine glands, and their secretion is saliva. From the salivary gland, saliva will come out, and the duct is salivary duct. Okay, so that is a type of gland that is associated with digestion. Why associated with digestion? Because saliva, we will discuss about that in digestion of food. So saliva, they have certain enzymes, okay, that play a very important role in digestion. Okay, saliva, it plays a very, very important role in digestion. Okay, and salivary glands, they are of three pairs. They have three pairs. Three pairs means there are six salivary glands. Like three pairs, the names are parotid, sublingual, and submandibular. So there are two parotid gland, two sublingual gland, and two submandibular gland on the left and right side. One on left, one on right. One on left, one on right, like that. Okay, so there are three pairs of salivary gland. One is parotid, second is sublingual, and the third is submandibular. Okay. The CRs, please ask everyone to join as soon as, and at least like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes within the class starts. Okay, when the class starts, ask everyone to join within like 5 to 10 minutes. Now all this Dolly Sunwal, Trishna Sunwal, Amir Hussain, or Amir something Hamza, all these are joining now. I am allowing to join because I think they are newcomers. Okay, but just let everyone know that this is the reason I wait for like 5 to 10 minutes after I start the class, because I want everyone to join first. So no one will be allowed to join like after like half of the classes has passed. Okay, so ask everyone to join at like a particular time. Okay, now again Ranjan Jyoti Sunwal, please ask them, okay? Please ask them to join like early, not so late. See, I texted that around like 9:15, 9:20. Now it's 9:35, 40. Okay, it's too late. So this is not done. Okay, from next time, whenever there is a class, you stay online, or at least keep your internet on. Okay, so that whenever someone texts like to join the class, you can join within like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm allowing that 5 to 10 minutes because someone might go for some needs or some like what to say. They might be like having network issues and stuff like that. Okay, so the first type of gland is salivary gland associated with digestion. The second is liver. Okay, second gland is the liver, and what to say? Liver, there is the gallbladder. Okay, gallbladder, and in there I'll show you. In there is this one. This is the liver. This whole thing is the liver, and this is the gallbladder. And here the bile is stored. If you have seen like chickens and fish, also in the case of fish, there is a dark green kind of thing. No, in Assamese we call it pit. So that thing, if it bursts and if it is like mixed with the whatever meat or fish you are taking, if it is mixed with that, everything becomes like or taste is all ruined, right? So that is the bile. Okay, that is known as bile, and that is stored in the gallbladder. Okay, so that bile it plays a very important role in digestion. Okay, bile plays a very important role in digestion. So that is about the liver, and liver is the largest gland. Okay, liver is the largest gland. Then there is stomach, liver, and salivary gland, liver, and pancreas. Okay, this is the pancreas. Okay, this one attached to the like near the small intestine, right? So this is the Pancreas. So pancreas also pancreas is a type of heterocrine gland that we discussed earlier, right? Heterocrine gland, because pancreas can release what? Which hormones? Insulin and glucagon. As well as pancreas can release pancreatic juice through pancreatic duct. Okay, so there is this pancreatic juice, it plays a very important role in digestion. Okay, there are enzymes in that juice, pancreatic juice. There are enzymes which play a very important role in digestion. Therefore, pancreas is also like counted among the associated glands associated with digestion. Okay, so the first type of gland is the salivary gland. Okay, and then there is pancreas, liver. Okay, salivary gland, liver, and pancreas. So salivary gland, what to say? Means check. Okay, this parotid. No, if you have seen, like, in your inner cheek, in your mouth, inner cheek, if you touch it with your tongue, you will feel some, like, a protruding part, a skin, like bulging skin on the cheek on both sides. On both sides, if you check it on your like mouth, in the inside of the cheek, there is a bulging portion, or a like, what to say, or a protruding portion. That is the opening of parotid gland. Okay, that is the opening of parotid gland. Sometimes infections also occur in the opening of the parotid gland, and that thing, it bulges and it forms, it aches or it pains a lot. Okay, so that is the parotid gland. And then there are sublingual and submandibular too. Okay, then there is liver, and there is pancreas. Okay, so what is the time? If there is time, I'll take digestion of food also. Okay, we'll take this one also. Okay, so as I have mentioned, the digestion, it starts in the mouth, right? In the mouth itself, digestion starts. So what happens in the mouth? First step of digestion. First step is that, like, when you eat the food, whatever food you are taking, when you eat the food, you have to chew it, right? With the help of your teeth and tongue, you chew it. So when you chew the food, that is also a part of digestion, because without chewing, if you if you swallow the food without chewing, it will take lots of time to digest, and it might result in indigestion also. Okay, so you have to chew the food and then swallow it, right? Everyone chews the food and then swallow it. Also, it is that we don't swallow our food, and we don't chew our food enough, but it is advised, and it is advised that you have to chew our food many times before swallowing it. And when you do that, you have less chances of accumulation of gas in the abdomen, and indigestion and stuff like that. Okay, so chewing the food is very essential. So chewing is also a part of the initial process of digestion. So what happens when you chew the food, you with the help of teeth and tongue, so the food is mixed with the saliva in our mouth, right? So the food is mixed with the saliva in our mouth, and then the product that is formed inside the mouth, that is known as the bolus. Okay, this one, bolus. So when the food is chewed and it is mixed with the saliva, okay, then it forms a bolus, and that bolus is passed to the pharynx and then esophagus to the stomach. Okay, so when initially the food is chewed in the mouth and then it is mixed with the saliva, it forms a bolus, and that bolus is passed, or it flows from the mouth to the pharynx and then to the esophagus and then to the stomach. Okay, so that saliva we were talking about, when the food is mixed with the saliva, there are enzymes in the saliva that I mentioned earlier, right? There are enzymes in the saliva. So those enzymes are, there are two enzymes, that is, one is salivary amylase and second is lysozyme. Okay, first is salivary amylase and then there is lysozyme. So salivary amylase, the function of salivary amylase, that is an enzyme that the function of salivary amylase is that it breaks down starch into maltose. You can see here, it breaks down starch into maltose. So let me give an example, right? Like when you take rice, when you chew the rice is not sweet generally. So if you don't add sugar or it's not like pudding like thing, it is not sweet. Normally rice is not sweet, but when you chew the rice for like some time, it we feel a sweetness. Okay, that is because the starch that is present in the rice. Okay, starch is present in the rice. So when the starch present in the rice is mixed with the salivary amylase present in the saliva, it breaks down the starch into maltose, okay, form of sugar. So then we get the sweet taste in our mouth. Okay, so the function of salivary amylase is that it breaks down starch into maltose. Okay, then there is lysozyme. What is the function of lysozyme? The lysozyme is a antibacterial agent. Okay, X is an antibacterial agent. What is antibacterial agent? Antibacterial agent means it protects our mouth against bacterial infections. Okay, antibacterial agent means it protects our mouth against bacterial infections. But just imagine your mouth is like it is like exposed to all sorts of bacteria and viruses and everything, right? Because it is not something that we cover it every time. Okay, but this lysozyme, that enzyme that is present in the saliva, that acts as a antibacterial agent that kills the bacteria whenever it enters the mouth. Okay, so saliva, it is very important. First of all, it has salivary amylase, which helps in digestion, breaks down starch into maltose, and then there is lysozyme, which acts as a antibacterial agent. Okay, so what happens now? Now the food is a little bit digested, that is starch is converted into maltose, and then the lysozyme, it acts as an antibacterial agent so that the food and everything, if there is any bacteria and stuff like that, it will act on that. Okay, and then the food is passed into the pharynx. In the pharynx, only one role pharynx has, that is the epiglottis in the pharynx, that will channel the food into the esophagus and not to the windpipe. Okay, so pharynx does that, and that is the epiglottis in the pharynx does that, and then the food travels from the pharynx to the esophagus. Okay, and esophagus, it has nothing much work to do. It just like from through the esophagus, just food, it travels through the stomach. Okay, and in the stomach, what happens? There is enzymes. One enzyme that is known as pepsinogen. Okay, in the stomach there is an enzyme known as pepsinogen, and there is HCl. What is HCl? What is HCl?
Hydrochloric acid.
Yes, it is hydrochloric acid. It's a very concentrated form of acid, right? It is a very hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, all these forms of acid, they are very concentrated. So this hydrochloric acid, this is also found in the stomach, and this is the reason why when you feel hungry, you feel very hungry, and then you feel hungry, and a time comes when you have like your stomach, it begins to burn, right? You feel aches and all, stomach burn is there. That is because of this acid. Okay, so in the stomach there is this enzyme pepsinogen, and then there is HCl. Okay, so what happens? The function of hydrochloric acid is that the hydrochloric acid, it will mix with there is gastric juice. Okay, before that, there is gastric juice in the stomach. Okay, there is gastric juice, and gastric juice, they contain the hydrochloric acid. Okay, yeah, hydrochloric acid is present in the gastric juice. Okay, so I have heard people like mostly the alcoholic people. I have heard a person that is he was like so much means he was alcoholic. And then what happened one day, he was like his stomach aches and stuff like that. He was like not well. Okay, and then he was taken to the hospital, and what happened, his stomach burst. Okay, and all those hydrochloric acid and gastric juice, it came out, and his stomach, abdomen, and everything, the skin, and not only the skin, the muscle and everything was burnt. Okay, that was because of this gastric juice. That is, in gastric juice there is hydrochloric acid, and hydrochloric acid is very what to say, strong form of acid. Okay, so okay, so getting back to the topic, what happens, the gastric juice, it has hydrochloric acid. Okay, and that hydrochloric acid, it is the normally pepsinogen, it is not what to say, it stays like inactive. Okay, and what happens when it is mixed with the hydrochloric acid, when pepsinogen interacts with hydrochloric acid, so pepsinogen, it is converted into pepsin. Okay, when pepsinogen interacts with the hydrochloric acid, it is converted into pepsin. Okay, and what is the function of pepsin? Pepsin, it helps in digestion of protein. Okay, pepsin helps in the digestion of protein. So in the stomach, what happens? Proteins get digested. Protein part of the food gets digested in the stomach. So what happens in the stomach? There is gastric juice and there is pepsinogen. So the hydrochloric acid from the gastric juice, it reacts with the pepsinogen and it converts the pepsinogen into pepsin. Okay, and then pepsin, it helps in digestion of protein. Okay. Okay, then coming to the small intestine. So in the small intestine, okay, you can give your attendance. Okay, those who have not given, you can give your attendance. So in the small intestine, what happens? There is bile, pancreatic juice, and intestinal juice. Okay, so bile, pancreatic juice, and intestinal juice are released in the small intestine. Okay, and pancreatic juice, they have many enzymes. Okay, they have many enzymes. So these are the name of the enzymes. If you try to remember the names, if you can. Okay, that is trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, carboxypeptidase, amylase, lipase, nuclease. Okay, so all these enzymes are present in the pancreatic juice. Okay, and what happens when this what to say, trypsinogen, it is activated. Okay, when this trypsinogen is generally all these enzymes are found in the inactive state. Okay, in the pancreatic juice, all these enzymes, that is 6 enzymes are present in the inactive state. Okay, but when this trypsinogen, it what to say, it interacts with enterokinase. Okay, trypsinogen, it interacts with enterokinase. This is enterokinase. When trypsinogen it acts with enterokinase, this is just for knowledge. Okay, so when trypsinogen it acts with enterokinase, this trypsinogen is converted into trypsin. Like pepsinogen was converted into pepsin earlier, now this trypsinogen is converted into trypsin. And when this is converted into trypsin, all these other enzymes, that is chymotrypsinogen, carboxypeptidase, amylase, lipase, nuclease, all these are activated. There is a very complex phenomenon behind it. Okay, we don't need that much. That's why we are not going into in depth. So all these enzymes, they get activated and they play a role in digestion. Okay, and then there is bile. In the bile, there are pigments, like in the what to say, like in the leaves, there are pigment known as chlorophyll, and it gives a green color, right? In the bile, there are pigments known as bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, bilirubin and biliverdin, those pigments, they give the specific color to the bile. Okay, and this bile, and they help in the digestion of the fat. Okay, digestion of the fat. And then what happens in that all this happens in the small intestine. Okay, all this form of digestion, it happens in the small intestine. And then what happens, the food, the rest remaining matter of the food, they move to the large intestine, and whatever the material that is left, or whatever the useful stuff or the nutrients are left to take, or that is taken, and then the unwanted product is stored in the rectum. Okay, because all the protein part, fat, protein and everything is taken by our body, no? So only the remaining part that is of no use, that is stored in the rectum. Okay, and it is passed from time to time through the anus. Okay, this is a overview of what happens in the entire digestion process. Okay, first it starts in the mouth, that is starch acts. Okay, starch, it is converted into the saliva. There is the salivary amylase, and what is the next enzyme? Are you paying attention? See, now also people are trying to enter. Okay. There is salivary amylase and lysozyme. Okay. Okay, I'll give the PDF. Don't worry, I'll give the PDF. No need to take screenshots. Okay, what is the time? Okay, we have time. So there is salivary amylase and lysozyme, right? Second enzyme was lysozyme. So salivary amylase, it breaks down starch into maltose. Lysozyme, it has antibacterial properties. Okay, it acts as an antibacterial agent. Then in the stomach, what happens? Pepsinogen and HCl acts, and in the stomach, what happens? The protein part of the food, it gets digested. Then the small intestine. In the small intestine, what happens? There is bile, there is intestinal juice, pancreatic juice, and in the small intestine, the fat part, it gets digested. Okay, cholesterol. There are biles, not only bile. In the bile, there are bile pigments, there are bile salts, there are cholesterol. Okay, so there is this bile. This bile helps in the emulsification of fat, that is digestion of fat. Okay, so okay, these are all written stuff. Okay, next we will yes.
Ma'am, our sessional exam ketia hobo?
Thik nai de, eko sure nai. We will let you know. Okay, we will let you know, because sessional exam would have been conducted earlier only, but most of you people are not doing the registration. That is why it is late. But you will be the one who will face the problem at last. Okay, you will be the one who will face the problem, because now if it is late for first sessional, then within no time there will be second sessional, and within no time there will be final also. So you'll not get enough time. So that is why we are asking you to complete your registration as early as possible. Most of you did, but there are some people who are so irresponsible, not doing your registrations. Yes.
Our college khulibo niki etia ma'am?
মই জানাত নুখুলে দেই, মানে এতিয়ানো ক'ত খুলিব আৰু, তোমালোকৰ চিলেবাছ শেষে হ'ব হ'ল, খুলি কি হ'ব?
আমি ঘৰত দিম চাগে।
ফাইনেলৰ কথা নাজানো, চেচনেলটোতো অবভিয়াছলি অনলাইন হ'ব। Okay, so next class we'll discuss about disorders and then biomolecules, and then this chapter will be finished. Okay, we'll have one more chapter. So one class will need to complete this chapter, and then there will be one more chapter.
Next ki chapter start koribo amar?
Next ki?
Kuntu chapter ase ma'am aru?
Go through that one, no? The syllabus that I gave you.
Okay.
I think we have locomotion and movement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I hope everyone has given the attendance. And please try to join from next class, try to join like at least 5 minutes within the class starts. Okay, today I'm allowing, till now I'm allowing people to join, but from tomorrow onwards, this is, from not tomorrow, from next class onwards, this is not going to work. Okay, all the newcomers, they are just joining so late. CR, just make sure you let them know if they are not listening now. Okay, so okay, you can leave. Okay, any doubts you can ask me next class. Okay, but today we don't have much time. The meeting will end by itself. Okay, any doubts you can ask me next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.